Okay, I'm gonna start off by sitting up nice and straight in our seat. You want to be able to start to just feel the seat connect to your sits bone, your feet connect to the floor. Allow your shoulders to be lanky. Let the arms relax. Slowly start to just come to noticing the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Just as you are. Try not to adjust it or force it to be a certain way. And for this practice, see if you could commit to being kind to yourself. Today's practice is going to deal with some uncomfortable emotions. They don't have to be super uncomfortable, but it's going to be stuff that you might have a little resistance with. And just try to commit throughout this practice that you will be kind and compassionate. We're going to start off by bringing our attention and our awareness down to our feet. As we bring our awareness and attention down to our feet, I want you to feel to the outer edges of your toes. You want to feel that air just gently grace the outside of your toes from your big toe all the way down to your pinky and around your sole of the foot, the heel, the inner, the outer sole, the tops of the feet. Start to just notice what's there. We're going to start off with scanning our body. You're just going to look for anything as we do this scan that sticks out for you, that's a little uncomfortable. Maybe something that's a little painful that draws your attention. You may not notice it now, but during the body scan, see if you can just be an observer and just notice it. And maybe put a little check mark there as a place to come back to. We're starting at our feet. Start to come up to our ankles. Notice the ankle, notice anything that's there. You want to be able to just really get a sense of your body speaking to you. In your mind's eye, bring your breath to your ankles with this care and compassion. Allow it to be compassionate and kind, just as you would be to a friend that you're listening to or comforting. You'd have this kind, compassionate attitude. So just listen. Notice the full shape of the ankles, the bones. Notice the tendons, the front, the back, the side. Let your shapes take place, whatever first impression comes up here for you as you're tracing this area or bringing your attention here in whatever manner that you do. Notice what impressions come up, what shapes, what colors, what texture, what thoughts, emotions. Allow the breath to help you stay focused while you listen. Continue to breathe in and out. We're going to start to come up now to the lower legs, all the way from the tip of the ankle to the lower knee. Notice the full length of the lower leg, the calf muscle, the shin, the sides of the lower legs. There's this inner part where maybe the calves, the shins, the lower legs are closer together. Maybe you can just feel that energy between them. And then there's this outer part that's really open, more exposed to the elements around it. See if you can just continue to sit here and allow it to be what it is. Whatever comes up for you, first impression, allow it to be there. Try not to adjust it or change it. Though you may notice it changes shape. Continue to breathe in and out. We're going to come up now to our knees and our thighs. Feel the full length of the thigh connected to the knee. Notice the cylinder shape, the inner, the outer thigh, the hamstrings, the IT band. And just take a moment to notice how you feel here. The physical sensation in addition to any emotional sensations. And without changing it, just connect to what's most dominant. And keep breathing here, kindly and compassionately. Maintaining awareness on the thighs. Coming up now from the thighs to the sits bone, where that pelvic bowl is, from hip to hip. In your mind's eye, allow this to be completely present in your awareness, noticing every shape, every image that comes to mind. Also notice how the sits bone in this part of the body supports the upper body, supports the mid body. Maybe you can even trust in the support by relaxing a little bit more. Relaxing the lower back body, relaxing the belly, and really just embracing this ability to be one and be present with your hips and your pelvic bowl area. Breathe in and out to whatever arises for you. We're going to continue to come up now from this pelvic bowl area to the mid body, from the belly all the way up to the shoulders, the belly, the chest, the back. You can just bring this full awareness to this part of the body as you scan it. Again, allowing yourself to sit with whatever's there. We're going to come now down through the arms, from the shoulders to the fingertips, noticing the full length of the limb, the inner, the outer limb, the bicep, tricep muscles, elbows, the lower wrist area, the forearm, the thin part of the forearm, which is on the inside, and the upper part of the forearm, connected to where the knuckles and the hands meet. Feel it all the way down to your fingertips and see if you can just notice the full length here. If you can notice other things as well, like the temperature. Notice what impressions come up for you. And just acknowledge whatever's being spoken. And also maybe give yourself permission to relax a little bit more in your shoulders. We're going to come up now from our limbs and we're going to rise up to our throat and our face and our head. You're going to continue to just scan this part of the body, noticing you have an inner throat and an outer throat. A neck body has a particular shape. The nape of the neck connected to the head, a back of the head, and also a crown. You may also feel your face here, and maybe you can almost paint a picture with your face as it comes into your mind's eye and you continue to maintain this awareness here. Notice each nook and cranny, breathing in and out. On your next inhale, I want you to bring your full body into awareness as you reflect from the crown of the head down to your feet. Reflect on what you just experienced through this body scan, and whether it's emotional or physical, find something that you experience and be courageous to put it in front of you. And just sit there for a moment with something that might be a bit discomforting. Maybe something that is a little painful. It doesn't have to be super strenuous, but just something that might even be out of place. And as you bring yourself into this space, from the crown of the head to the feet, and you notice it, I want you to bring into attention in your mind's eye a beach that you're sitting on. Noticing the sand, the sky, the waves. Allow that to sit with. Allow that beach to be representative of the way you feel right now as you sit here. Exactly as it is, as you connect to whatever that feeling is that's discomforting or uneasy. Allow the full scape to be reflective of that and be as detailed as possible. And allow your breath to help you to connect steady. Steady, connecting to the waves. As you breathe in, the wave comes closer to you. And as you exhale, it recedes back beyond the shoreline. Your breath is still steady and reflective despite however your beach looks. And allow the waves to start to come up to the body. Come to that place within your body that you feel the sensation. If you like, you can take a hand and place it there. If it's emotional, maybe you use your hand resting on your heart as a way to represent that it's emotional. If it's a thought process, maybe you take a hand and you place it on your head to release some of the stress. If it's physical, you can place your hand, if you can reach it, there. Just to start to feel this interconnectedness and notice the comfort that you can provide. And allow your breath to bring your to bring these waves just gently on top of that space which you're feeling this. The inhale in, it washes right up to the boundary. And on the exhale, it releases back into the water. Sit here for a few moments and see if you can just listen as you acknowledge what this uncomfortable feeling is expressing. You may notice some resistance, but just continue to use your wave of breath to breathe. As you just listen as a friend would listen. Completely open, completely receptive. Observing in a kind, compassionate way. Nothing to do and nowhere to go but to ride the wave of breath. Allow each breath to come a little bit higher so that it begins to cover the space. And as it becomes exposed, allow the air to just be healing. The washing of the ocean waves and the healing of the air as the waves take with it anything that is too difficult to bear. And as you sit here with this experience, see if you can allow this description to come to mind of where it maybe came from. What were maybe the events and the circumstances that left a wound? Even if it's a slight wound or an uncomfortableness, what were the circumstances detailed around that? And try not to get too wrapped up into these details. See if you can just be a listener. Continue to breathe in and out and allow your waves to wash up to the space on the body. If you like, you can drop your hand down but continue to just stay with it. Now imagine that the wave is starting to come above the body. It's surpassing this experience, and you can feel more from these waves as it covers all the way up to your shoulders. Notice the force as the waves hit across the body and then pull back as it draws out anything and everything that might be there right now in the present moment for you. going to allow this experience to settle right where it is without trying to touch it. We're going to do a self-guided body scan from the feet to the head, and this time I want you to see if you can find anything that's pleasant. Any pleasant experiences or emotions that might stick out for you. As you inhale and you breathe in, allow the waves to connect to each part of the body, all the way up to the crown of the head. And see if you can notice the pleasantness of the water. If your beach was cloudy, allow some sun to shine through the clouds as it reflects off the surface of the ocean. See if you can connect to that. Starting at our feet, we're going to bring our full awareness and attention to our feet. Noticing the waves touch the bottoms of our feet. And the grains of sand ride out into the ocean. And rise to the lower legs. Feeling the full washing of the clean ocean. Rise to our knees and then pull back. The waves steady with our breath as we inhale and exhale. The waves ride up now to our hips, covering our thighs, our knees, and our feet. Allow these waves to be washed in a sense of kindness and compassion with each breath. And as it rides back out to the shore, see if you can completely let go of whatever it takes with it. Still noticing anything pleasant. I'm going to continue to allow the waves to rise up now to our shoulders, completely covering the body with kindness and compassion. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale, releasing and letting go. The wave rushing back out beyond the shoreline. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale, letting go. We're going to bring our awareness and attention and waves to our arms so that the full arms are submerged in the water. Notice what the water feels like and the sensations from the hands, the temperature, the grains that you can feel through your fingertips. And just as quickly as it comes with the breath in, on the exhale, it recedes back. And just let go a little bit more, maybe even loosening your fingertips a little bit more to let go. Continue to search for those things that are pleasant. As the waves come to and fro. Next, we're going to come up to the neck, body, into the head. Allow the waves to completely come over the face and then back down again. It's almost like you dipped inside of the water and came back up from underground. Notice the washing sensation. If you can feel completely safe and secure. And as you notice this sensation, see if you can bring this pleasantness into your space of awareness. Notice what it looks like and what it feels like. It doesn't have to be very vivid, it can be faint. Just see if you can hold on to that for a moment and allow the details to support the experience. Notice the texture, the color, the sensations. And allow it to be what it is. Just as a friend would enjoy in the positive and the pleasant, allow yourself to enjoy in this pleasant experience right now. If you like, you can take a hand and place it there. And so still continuing to be kind and compassionate and open. And we're going to bring both our pleasant and our unpleasant into the same experience. And as we do so, we're going to move from being on the ocean, the sand that's next to the ocean, to becoming the ocean. We're going to change our perspective. Noticing now our inhale allows the waves to recede inward, and the exhale pushes the waves ashore. And carry through the shape from the crown of the head down to the feet to just notice the full experience of this container that holds this vast, vast, vast body of water. And inside of there, allow these two experiences, this pleasant and this unpleasant, to just be as they are, a piece of the ocean, a wave on the surface level. Notice the full body, looking from this perspective. And though we're on the surface level, we're going to take the rest of this practice to dive deep, to go beyond the surface level. As you begin to explore, you can bring your mind's eye down into the ocean, the surface completely fading, the sound adjusting and changing to a more silent place, a peaceful place. See if you can continue to sit with both the pleasant and the unpleasant here, exploring them both in your own way, continuing to breathe in and out. If the mind wanders, gently bring it back with the breath, noticing this full body of water that you're connected to go to and fro. Do your best to continue to listen and explore, going even maybe deeper. In your ocean, notice the colors of the abyss. Notice the places where these waves come from. the mind wanders, continue to bring it back to the breath. I'm going to ring the singing bowl. See if you can just allow the sounds to be part of your experience right now. When you're ready, we're going to slowly begin to rise back up to the surface. See if you can just be at ease, allowing whatever is there to be there and letting it where you are right now, leaving it behind as you rise back up to the surface. It's opening the eyes, coming back up, taking a few breaths in and out. See yourself back on shore. Allow yourself to just take in the air and breathe. And thank you so much for joining me today. At any moment you need to return, or you can just simply take a few breaths. In your mind's eye, bring yourself back to whatever place resonated the best or for you, whether it was the ocean or the sand or the beach. Thank you. Namaste.